Hey you guys, welcome to another Workshop Wednesday. This month we're going to talk about mists and the different things we can do with mists besides just spraying on a canvas or on a sheet of paper or those types of things that we're used to doing. So we're going to start with a homemade mist really quick. I wanted to show you how you could use it inside an embossing folder. And unfortunately, I don't have an embossing folder for my project that I'm working on this month for Faery ink. So I'm going to show you really quick with a snowflake one that I can use for another project. So this is a close to my heart embossing folder. It's a 5x7, and we're just going to play with that beautiful blue mist that we made with Perfect Pearls last month really quick. So let's get started. So you just flip it open and you're going to take your front side, and just take your mist and spray it on. You don't want to do too much because it will spread around once you get on there. So just set your piece of paper on there, close your folder, put it between your plates, and we'll just run that through the embossing. I have a big shot, so we'll just run that through really, really quick. Okay, so we'll take that out. And ta-da! So it creates this really cool texture and look to it. Like, some of the tops of the snowflakes have a lighter blue on them than some of the other ones. You can see where I didn't mist inside the embossing folder really well, and it stayed white. So it just gives you like a really cool techniques and kind of some different texture. This is one that I did just kind of trying it, and you can see how you get all kinds of different color tones in there in your embossing. So for this next one we're going to do, just give me 1 second, I'm just going to wipe everything up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got those all cleaned up. I didn't want anything to dry on there. We're getting inky today, you can tell. So because I'm doing a really St. Patrick's Irishy themed project this month for Faery ink, I wanted to do lots of 4-leaf clovers and stuff like that. And unfortunately, where we live, we don't have a lot of craft stores available to us, so I wasn't able to find an embossing folder that kind of fit what I wanted. So I took some Silhouette stencil material and my Close to My Heart Cricut cartridge, and I just created a stencil. So we're going to use this little stencil here to emboss and to mist. So I've cut a piece of paper that's the right size for the project that I want, and I'm just going to pull this stencil off, and we're going to layer it on. Maybe. Okay, so to use a stencil as an embossing folder, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your base plate and put your stencil face down and then your cardstock on top. And I stuck mine on already just because I have a sticky backed stencil that I'm using. So you do that, and then you put your silicone mat on top and your impression plate on top of that, and then run it through your embossing machine. Okay, so then take off your impression pad, take off your silicone mat, and then we have an embossed piece of paper there with lucky clovers on it. So then we're going to do something kind of similar to what we did with the embossing folder, and I'm just going to use this to mist only our clovers here. And I've got a piece that's just kind of not the stencil wasn't quite big enough for this sheet of paper, so I'm just going to cover that really quick. This is a Heidi Swap Color Shine. It's a mustard color. So I'm hoping that gives a really pretty gold on top of this blue or on this green. And we just want to shake it up really good. Make sure that there's no sediment sitting in the bottom anymore. That's where all your glimmer and all your shine is. And here we go. Let's give this a shot. Ooh, it's gonna be so pretty. So I'm just gonna soak up my extra mist here. You can tell we've learned a lot since our last video. Hopefully this is going to show up better on your screen there. And my lovely sister told me to turn the dryer off. So hopefully that's a little less annoying for you guys. I don't know if you just heard my kids thump on the stairs, but so there you go. We're just going to lift this off and hope it doesn't peel our cardstock. Okay, well, I'm going to peel that off really gently because I don't want to wreck either the stencil, and I'll be right back to show you what happens. Okay, well, that didn't work so well taking it off there, so I'm going to have to change the layout, my design of my paper a little bit, or my project. But as you can see, it did work. We do have a raised spot where our four-leaf clovers are, and they are very shiny and they are very sparkly. So I guess we just learned together maybe a sticky back stencil is not a good one to use for embossing because it sticks down way too much. But that technique will work with your, Tim Holtz has those, 4x7 embossing or stencils that would work great for that, or some little Heidi Swap ones or whatever you have. So that's a really cool technique that I wanted to kind of show you, and to show you that you can emboss inside or mist inside an embossing folder, and you end up with these really cool kind of techniques. So there's some fun stuff for you to try this week, and maybe you'll have better results with this one than I did. But I really look forward to seeing kind of what you guys come up with. Have a great week.